Yo, I'm up here on the rooftop. There are cement blocks up here, and I come up here to do my grounding, and my self-care regimen has really been taking shape. I've been doing a lot to get my cortisol levels low. I used to have that super puffy face going on and that double chin and really big gut, and I hated it. I couldn't understand why I was carrying so much bloat and water, and just why I would be tired all the time, why I would be just not happy with my appearance every day. When I was in the bathroom, I would weigh myself, and I was 40 pounds heavier than I was used to being, and all of the symptoms I described were from stress. The stress hormone, that fight or flight hormone, would be excreted. Well, more specifically, the adrenaline would be pumping, and it's not like I was in a fire or running from a bear or something, like, so it was overly sensitive and overly active, and it would just be from me having conflicts in my relationship, or running into rude people, or just worried about things in life. And we got to take care of ourselves. We got to get enough rest, and we got to do the things to drain our lymphatic system in order to reach homeostasis, which is the balanced, stress-free goal that we all have and that we all want to reach. And so I had to do it step by step. And some of the steps that I took was going on a pescatarian diet for the most part. And I would have my days when I would treat myself or splurge on chicken or beef occasionally, but most of the time the daily diet was fish and leafy greens or something green on my plate, and just staying away from the tendency to eat a lot of unhealthy, fatty foods. I used to even be bad with adding cheese to everything, and my partner made me aware of it, and I was able to even reduce that. And so I also eliminated caffeine from my mornings. I used to be able to do a whole 1 liter of coffee in the morning, which was about 3 mugfuls, and I learned that it was actually making my stress levels higher, and let alone making me more tired and more exhausted, even though it was supposed to do the opposite, right? It was supposed to keep me feeling less sleepy and more awake, but I would have a crash around 2, 3 in the afternoon and have to take naps. And so I weaned myself off of coffee and started to drink mushroom coffee, and then I weaned myself off of that even, and just went to herbal tea. And that is good for me because I can basically custom blend my tea according to the effects that I'm looking for. And there's lots of different herbs. I talked about that in a previous video when I went to the herb shop and I shared all the herbs I picked up in my herb haul. And so check out that video if you're interested in learning more. And other self-care regimens that I adapted was gua sha. The gua sha, I've only been a few days doing it, but I am basically resculpting my face, and it's to address this bulge that's here, that's lymphatic just fluid that needs to be drained. And so I use this porcelain piece, no, it's jade. I use a jade gua sha piece, and I just am scraping and pulling at my face and going down my neck, and it's draining that fluid out of me, out of my face, and it's reducing puffiness, and it's re-sculpting the jawline and the neck. And so this is me at day 3 of that. I will check in again at day 20 or day 30, but further down the line, and I will show you the big difference, because I can already see a difference. That's how I know it's going to be a big difference by then. And I'm excited because it's looking better. I've been also using a dry brush to brush myself all over my body. I stand in the bathtub and I use the dry brush and I vigorously scrub myself all over from my neck to my feet, and then I take a shower, because the skin is the biggest organ that we have, and it's an external organ. It holds all of that dead skin and all of that sweat that you excrete, all that comes out. And if we don't brush it off, it can't get it off, so it just stays on us, and it even gets reabsorbed over and over again. And so that helps the lymphatic system as well, to give yourself a dry brushing to get all of the dead skin and toxins off of you. So I do that. I add clove to my tea, and I've noticed that my waistline is shrinking. I put clove water on my face. I also put black seed oil on my face, and I drink a teaspoon of that every day. And because I drink a lot of diuretic teas, and the herbal blends are diuretic, I drink a lot of water. And if I can get my hands on it, I buy coconut water, because it's highly hydrating, and I drink that for all day long. And I take psyllium husk with the evening meal. I just mix it into whatever drink I'm having, about a tablespoon, and I drink it. And that way there's a nice BM waiting for me in the morning. That may be a little bit TMI, but it really is a effective way to get that out, because it's a fiber and it's potent for me. Without it, I'm not able to move things along easily, and I'm prone to constipation. And so that's why psyllium husk is a must for me, and it has been keeping me nice and regular. And we have these jasmine bath bombs, and me and my partner take baths together. But the jasmine is so soothing, and it helps us right before bedtime to drift off into a nice sleep. And if we're having any problems sleeping, I will brew a tea of chamomile mixed with some lemon balm and make us some chocolate chip cookies. And that's how we end our night, watching comedy, and that's what puts us to sleep. Just giving a little bit of some insights into how I've been caring for myself, right? I would love to hear about some of your healthcare, your self-care regimens. Let me know in the comments. And I just want to leave you with one more idea. And what I'm demonstrating right now is my final self-care regimen. It's making art. So I use my iPad Pro, and I use my stylus, and I just go in. I draw to my heart's content, And when I'm all done with the lines, I take a screenshot of that, and that is usually done to help with healing whatever stress that I'm feeling, because it's a mindfulness activity for me to draw. And I used to draw hundreds of these for months. Like, they would total hundreds of drawings. And then I realized that it was a coloring book that I was making. And so I went ahead and started the Oracle Coloring Pages Club, because I color all my coloring pages in my iPad. And so you see me adding color and adding all the finishing touches, and then I save that image, and that is what becomes my Oracle card. And I journal. I write what I'm going through at the time that I'm creating the art, and that becomes the theme for the Oracle message that is attached to the Oracle card. Because even though it's meaningless when I sit down to make it, by the time I'm finished, I understand the meaning or the reason why the art was created. And so I write a message and record it, and that's how the Oracle Coloring Pages Club works. You scan the QR code on the back of the Oracle card, you listen to my Oracle reading as you color your coloring page. And the message is something that is meant for you at the time that you receive it, because I make sure that all of the decks are blessed, and I send out decks of 8 new coloring pages and and Oracle cards every month. And so yeah, I just had to make this video about ways that you can improve your life, the quality of, your self-care, and lower your stress, because we can all use that these days. There is a shit ton of stuff going on. And I just wanted to offer you something to relieve some of that stress. You've got to. Stress is a killer, and stress will have you looking crazy. It'll have you hanging all out of your pants and not being able to button them up. It'll have your face breaking out. It'll have you ugly. It'll have your breath stinking. It'll have you feeling undesirable. But really, you're beautiful, and all you have to do is see the world as a beautiful place. It's a good place to be. There are good people in the world, people like me who want to help and who want to share the ways to work with the energy in a positive way. Alright, and so that is all. Wow, look at this beautiful finished result. I hope you also enjoyed watching me as I created this masterpiece, and listening to me while the art unfolds. Hopefully it was entertaining and calming and informative, like edutainment, so to speak. Alright, well, go off and be great. Remember that you're beautiful, and relax and do the self-care. Start now and become a member of the Oracle Coloring Pages Club. I will leave the link in the description, and thank you so much for watching. Ashe.